Look, it's the 300th episode of GPTV.
Hit it! That's what I'm talking about. Wait!
Very exciting, big milestone. It was a bit of a brainchild of mine from a long time ago.
Without question, it was my idea, and I've had a lot of great ideas over the journey, but this one came to me inspirationally in the gym one morning.
Oh, look, there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of pressure on me, but I do my best to obviously try to even it out a little bit and not take too much limelight.
It's bordering on impossible to actually carry that guy because, look, he's a nice fellow, a lot of people like him, but he has absolutely zero charisma on screen.
Look, I've tried to explain to Philip that he's got to make sure he presents well on the show because obviously, not obviously, but sometimes he lets himself down a little bit in terms of presentation.
When you've got a completely dead weight anchor sitting beside you, it puts enormous pressure.
So it's been very, very positive to see him really lift his act to meet my standards, which has been great.
There's no question that when we started, we were young, we were brash, we were enthusiastic. Now we're just old, brash and enthusiastic. Well, the national rate's worth talking about, Gary. In fact, not so much the national rate, but the Melbourne metropolitan rate. Oh, the first episode was terrific. In fact, it was probably the best episode. And, with hindsight, with 2020 hindsight vision, we probably should have stopped after the first episode.
Look, it'll probably go, I'd say, probably till death do us part. It'll probably go a long time. I think until we get dementia anyway.
I see this actually, us filming this in a nursing home where we're sitting in rocking chairs with no teeth and soup dribbling down our chins, but this could go on, obviously, until the final moment.
I want to read this comment from a viewer from last week. Hi Philip, you don't need to unfairly attack Gary for his pleasant natural appearance that you are jealous of. I like the way he looks and thinks he's very comfortable within himself. Yours truly, Coco.
Okay. That's your dog. Hello and welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 22nd of May. My name's Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce.
Now Gary, I don't know whether you've noticed, as you look right down the gun barrel of this camera, I don't know whether you've noticed that there is a little something just to my left or to your right.
Yes.
Don't pick it up, we've just gaffed it to the table.
Okay.
Well, so do you know what that is?
It's a celebration for our 300th episode.
300th episode.
That is just huge.
It's our 300th birthday, Gary. 300 episodes of,
you look good for 300.
Of this GPTV. Do you know what, Gary? It's a long-running show. Who would have ever thought back 300 episodes ago, which I believe was 2012.
Do you want me to give you some information about what happened?
Go on.
Between 2012 and now, there have been 4 Prime Ministers, by the way.
Yep.
Mind you, that's probably between 2012 and 2014, just about.
Correct.
We had 4 Prime Ministers, Phil.
Yep. So what you're trying to do is set the scene for the length of this show.
Who won the grand final in 2012? I'm not quite sure about that. That's not.
It wasn't Carlton, that's for sure.
I don't know. Well, but we're going to find
Melbourne
out.
either.
We're going to find out shortly because Adam over there is on Optus. He's going to Google it and find out. Let me know.
Yes, Telstra is down yet again.
Yes, it is. Phil, the #1 song was somebody that I used to know, which was an Australian song. That was the #1 song in 2013. Big seller, by the way. And just in terms of 300 episodes, let's talk about some of the other shows.
This will be a shock to the viewers to understand how hard it is to get to 300. ER was 300?
Yeah, approximately. Grey's
petered out in the early 300s, though, didn't it?
I think it might have. Grey's Anatomy, around about that, Phil. Family Guy, around about that.
One of my favourite all-time shows.
Beverly Hills 90210, Phil.
Yep. Never bothered with that one.
No. Hawaii Five-0.
Yes, classic.
Around 300 episodes,
classic.
that's it.
Yep.
Cheers, around 300 episodes. The Beverly Hillbillies, Phil, which is pretty much like a story of your family, almost, isn't it, really?
The Clambers and the Kingstons.
The Clambers and the Kingstons.
They next door to us, actually. They got all the oil and we didn't.
Exactly. You used to see them on the fence. You used to rock there with the gun and with the shotgun on your lap. And Perry Mason, Phil, which is, of course, a famous story about lawyers, which we weren't smart enough to become, which is why we work evenings and on weekends.
There's a sad message in all of that. These popular shows get to about 300 and then they just
mind you,
die.
There's a difference, though, really. I think what I say is that these shows actually were commercial successes and they were actually put on. We just do our own show and really not many people watch. In fact, I'm still not sure anybody other than your mother
I often
watches.
Bump into people that say, watch the last episode and it was terrific. So, no, we do have
No. They say, we've just watched our last episode and that's when they're switching off the show.
We do have a very loyal following, so to all of those of you you that are watching the show, just
300.
stick with us because we're going to get to, I reckon 3,000 is the target.
I reckon it should be. We should have somewhat of a function or a party, and maybe a movie night. We've had a few movie nights for our viewers.
Well, we generally do it around James Bond. So when's the new James Bond coming out? Daniel Craig, come on.
Before the end of the year, we are going to do a movie night for our GPTV watchers. Philip, let's just talk a little bit about the market. It's a good celebration, a big high five. And thank you to the Visual Domain crew, by the way.
Who bought this lovely cake.
They bought the lovely cake here, Phil, which is magnificent. I'm sure they've taken an off-camera shot that they've got to put up on the screen now. And they're very good. They've stuck with us. Do you know how they have different camera people every
We've worn out a lot of camera people.
I reckon their turnover never was higher.
There is no question that what happens at Visual Domain is they ring us and they say, look, we're not quite sure about this cameraman, camera person, although we've never had a camera woman. Anyway, they ring us and they say, can you sort this person out? Because if we can't break the camera person, then they generally stay at Visual Domain for a very long time.
One of the directors is a charming lady at Visual Domain as well.
But it's interesting that there are no camera women. I wonder whether that's an industry thing or it's just
I think, they say that
tough business to be in.
I think it's a sexist business, the video filming business, Phil. They say real estate is, but I think the video, I think you've got to take a long, hard look at yourself in that.
Anyway, this is not a show to have a crack at the people that make the show.
No, we started, how quickly we turned. We started complimenting them, and at the end we just hate them, and they've all walked out, and that's it. Their charges have gone up, and they're probably going to drop our account. But I think you're right. They keep changing their stuff because I don't think they can deal with their team, because I don't think they can deal with us. Phil, let's talk about the weekend that was. We were 75% in a weekend that really wasn't 75% out there in the marketplace, but put the towers
Gary, towers show an industry clearance of 61%. We're at 75%, so yet again we smashed the industry average. And as we said in the sales meeting yesterday, Gary, we've got great processes, great systems that ensure that our clients that are with us have a much stronger than industry chance of getting their properties sold.
Great people, mate. Great people too. Great sales women and men, Phil.
What did I say? Did I say salesmen?
No, you didn't say salesmen. You just said great processes. I said, what about the people?
The people are behind our processes. Our people, this is just rambling. We've got the 300 episodes and you're just rambling. Gary, let's have a look at some of the sales across the weekend.
Shall we?
Let's have a look at some
of the
Shall we just
go around the grounds, Phil?
Talk
about the grounds. How about Carlton, Melbourne? That was the most, I reckon that was so bad for Carlton. We just beat Essendon, which was the happy day. We were celebrating, skipping in the fields, clicking our heels, and then we bumped into Melbourne with Max Gawn and all those rough people. And
do you know what, Gary? As a Melbourne supporter, we're pretty proud of that effort. Having said that, we will take the win, but the win was against a side that have really shown no hope, no spirit, no endeavour, no nothing, if I can say that. Nothing.
I think Carlton's arch rivalry is Essendon. I think if we had to win one game, it was the one we won last week. Let's go on to, and you can beat us, we don't care. Good luck to you. You'll never do anything in the finals anyway. You never have. Let's move on, Philip.
That is a good point.
Porter Street
64 was the last grand final that Melbourne played in and won. Actually, they played in a grand final, I think it was in 87, but they didn't win that one.
You were only 1 year old then,
I
Phil.
was.
You just had your little gavel in the pram, didn't you, going, sold. Phil, let's move on to Porter Street, Carnegie, Philip, because we sold that under competition. We did. $1,725,000. Well done to you, Phil. Also, you were a busy man on Saturday. You were in Downshire Road, Elsternwick. You knocked that one off, Phil. Tell us a bit about that auction.
Gary, first of all, the Carnegie one went really well, and it just goes to show how solid the market is in Carnegie.
It is.
And of course, Downshire Road in Elsternwick is a standout address, and this was what we call the blank canvas property, Gary, an unrenovated home in livable condition, but waiting for somebody to take it to the next level. And we did. We sold it to a lovely couple with a gorgeous little baby with the most sparkling blue eyes, like his mother did, and the father's a builder, so no doubt they'll do a great job.
And do you think that's interesting for people to hear that?
Well, I do. I mean,
people watch this show. Do you think they care about the blue-eyed baby and the builder father?
I do.
No wonder no one watches.
She was from Finland, and I've got to tell you, Scandinavian people, as a generalisation, are very, very good-looking, and she matched the stereotype.
I think it said the other day Denmark has the highest rate of happy people.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Is that the place where they can have drugs as well?
No,
that's Amsterdam. Fair enough. Okay. I'm not sure how happy the people are there. No one can really get a sensible answer out of them to find out. Let's move on to Narrawong Road, Phil, because that one was to use a technical, professional, legal and real estate sense term, Philip, that was a rip snorter.
Or a humdinger.
That was a humdinger. Reserve there was at the top of the range.
Humdinger, viewers, I'm actually interested. Where would humdinger come from?
Yeah, we should find out.
I reckon rip snorter is a cocaine term. But,
you think so?
But humdinger...
Rip snorter is a cocaine
rip
term.
Snorter, if you think about it, let's get ripped while we're snorting, Gary. Rip snorter.
I've been friends with you for 40-something years, and we've been in business, and I've never heard you make a cocaine references. Is everything going okay?
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
That is really good, isn't it?
That's right.
Okay, let's move
but
on.
Humdinger, you'd want to know where Humdinger came from.
Yes.
I've got a couple of thoughts, but not mentionable on camera.
Well, fair enough. Well, maybe Nick or someone that's watching can tell us where Humdinger came from. But that was a Humdinger auction, Philip, if I can use that term and there's no backlash. Reserve was in the range, Philip, was 1-1 to 1-2. Sold for $1,385,000. Philip, with how many bidders?
Five
of them,
bidders.
I said, give me five, and there were five.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Blenheim Streets and Kilda East. Are we
Blenheim, you say Blenheim, I say Blenheim, or the other way round?
I usually say Blenheim, and you correct me to Blenheim.
And how good is Blenheim Street? Just comes off Carlisle Street. This was a great townhouse.
Story, Philip, because it was for sale with another agent, as I understand, but it wasn't successful, but it sold with us, Phil. What does that say? You can draw your own conclusions.
Well, brilliantly handled by us and Kilda team, Jeremy Rosens and Michael Jonas and the crew there fronted up and got that property over the line, got it sold, and well done.
Fair enough. Now, we've got a massive weekend coming up, Philip. We've got...
That's your little bit of a synopsis of the weekend?
Yeah, well, I think we did say in the sales meeting yesterday, you did appropriately and correctly say that there was a lot of people out bidding, even though there has been some signs of softening. There's also some signs of strength. What do you make of that?
I want to make this point because I can summarise this totally, Gary. We've had competitive bidding across a whole range of price ranges, really from our 1 and 2 bedroom apartments right up to $2 million plus properties. And where the vendors have recalibrated their expectations, they're no longer in the clouds about price. They've brought their prices down to what we would call current market condition prices.
So
when they do...
In layman's terms, you've dropped your price, not recalibrated. Please.
Gary,
so you're talking about something.
Gary, there's no question the market was stronger last year, and those vendors that are still thinking about last year's market, I think, are struggling. The vendors that have recalibrated their expectations, and then they've brought them down to this level. We're getting multiple bidders.
It's absolute nonsense.
It's not nonsense. It's not nonsense.
Okay, so
if the price is more market sensitive, then we're getting competitive bidding.
I'm going to hit the viewer with some facts, and I don't care if you cut me down or want to take this off camera. There have been 2 sales made at 5% less than the prices were 2 years ago, 18 months ago.
Okay. So I don't think anybody's denying that.
I don't think he's denying it, but let's admit it. Let's get out with it, Philip, because I think people want to know the truth of the marketplace, and the reality is that we have identified 2 properties in 2 different suburbs around the similar price band, around that 1-3, that both dropped by 5% over 18 months. Now, that's a fact. The medians and the average of it all is rubbish. Gareth, that is a real fact of the market.
I don't think any agent across Melbourne is running away from the fact. And it's being written in the papers anyway. All the economists...
but that's real. That's here. That's fair income.
All the economists have said that the market has softened by 5 to 10%.
So we know it's come down 5%. Now, of course, that's a small part of that's a very sad little bit of a very happy story, isn't it, Philip? Because the reality is that how much did the market go up over the last 5 or 6 years? 50%,
if you bought 40%, a property 6 years ago,
maybe 80%,
and it went up 50, 60, 70%,
that's right.
and then you had to sell it today at 5% or 10% less than what you would have sold it for last year, you would still be doing pretty well.
Exactly right. But anyway, that's just a bit of a sign of the times and the market, and that's the reality of what's happening out there. Having said that, there are still some properties selling for a premium, there are still some great competition, and there's buyers around. So for those who think all the buyers, for those agents that can't find a buyer, come join our team. We'll show you how to find a buyer, because we're finding.
We know where to look for them.
We know. We've got them all here. We've got them identified, haven't we?
Yeah.
We've got contacts and sources.
Got them in a locked room.
Cellar. It's a cellar.
Bring them out one by one.
It's a cellar. Very tight.
Can't get out of this room.
No way. Until you bring a checkbook out and you sign it. Signs of papers. Philip, let's move on to this week's auctions, because we've got 26 auctions over 13 suburbs. It's a smorgasbord of offerings, Philip.
One of our biggest offerings, Gary, this year.
It probably is our biggest weekend of the year. We're so excited. Everything's happening, isn't it?
Let's have a look at them, Gary. Let's jump into it.
Well, we can't wait till the weekend, Phil. We're going to launch on Thursday at 1:30 p.m. for this incredible property. What an offering and what an address. We're in Lewisham Road, Windsor, Philip, as blue chip as you can get.
Gary, it is blue chip. It's a great location there. This is a block of 8 apartments and currently returning approximately $210,000 per annum. So for all of those investors that watch this show, come bring your checkbook along to that, because that is just a great opportunity for cash flow.
Let's launch into triple auction action on Saturday morning, Philip. We're starting off in Ferrars Street, Albert Park. That's where you are going to be situated, Philip, and I know this is an incredible historical property. Take us through it.
Well, Gary, I'd just urge all the viewers to click on to Jeremy Rosen's tour of this property because he's done a great job there. It is a historic property, but it's an amazing house, Gary, and it's a bit of history there and a great location. Ferrars Street in Albert Park is one of the best located streets, addresses in Melbourne.
Jeremy Rosen's and Lamore are continuing with their our Bayside groove in Marriott Street, St Kilda. Great spot, Phil, great looking property.
Yeah, Gary, very sexy house. This one, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, beautifully renovated throughout. It's got a garage at the back with a studio above it, which is just fabulous. So, and that's a great location too.
Very excited about that one, Phil. We move on to Walsh Street in Ormond. We're going across all the suburbs. We're trekking some real estate to get to our real estate, Philip. This is a wonderful 2 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. And Peter Sinclair from our Bentley office is excited about it.
And I think he should be, Gary, and I think you'll be going to watch that auction, won't you, on the weekend?
I'm looking forward to seeing Pete in action. Phil,
can you put the G on the end of all of your words? I'm sick of hearing this looking and you're doing.
Okay, I'm looking forward to seeing Peter G at the auction there. Let's go on to Chatsworth Road, Philip. We've got 4 auctions at 12:30 at Chatsworth Road, Prahran. That is juicy real estate.
One of the best addresses in Melbourne. Chatsworth is just off the Hawkesburn Village with tram on High Street and a tram on Malvern Road. So you're sandwiched between shopping centres and tram lines, and that is a beautiful tree-lined street. 3 bedrooms, 1.5 gorgeous bathrooms.
Phil, me mum and me dad met on the corner of Craig Street and Rope Street. It's a bit of romantic family history there. Do you know that?
Really? Well, a lot of people meet on that corner, Gary. And it doesn't necessarily have a romantic ending.
I'm not sure. My father was looking for my mother at that point in time. No, there was a milk bar, Philip. This was in the 1930s, in a more genteel time than those streets have become.
I don't even think back in the 1930s, Gary, it was particularly genteel there. So what your father was doing there and what your mother was doing there remain their secrets.
I did ask my father to tell me more about it, but he wouldn't. He said, I'm too young. Mind you, I was in my 40s when I asked him. But anyway, Philip, Grey Street, St Kilda, it is the hub. It's an exciting position, and this property is going up at 12:30 on Saturday with Jeremy Rose.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. That's a property you can move straight into or put it into your investment portfolio. A terrific property.
We're celebrating this salubrious 300 episode edition, Philip, at this property, which is equally as salubrious. We are in one of the best homes I've seen of this type, Philip. In fact, it doesn't get any better than right here.
Just for the record, viewers, off camera, both Gary and I were discussing that this was one of the best houses of its type we've ever seen.
Yes.
If you're in the market for a home that is really special, you'll find everything that you want here at 73 Normanby Road in the heart of Caulfield North. The renovation here is outstanding. The attention to detail, the quality, the choice of fixtures and fittings, the floor plan here is just remarkable, even down to the landscaping and the undercover fresco area, Gary. This is a house with absolutely everything including beautiful Mealy appliances.
When Lamore listed it, she said, "You're not going to believe it." She said, "This is such a spectacular home and delightful vendors." It's always nice to sell for delightful vendors, and we've got those people here.
Very lucky.
And you know, interestingly enough, they're just moving up the road, Phil, because they can't get out of this fantastic area.
Well, when you've lived in this area, Gary, why would you live anywhere else?
Get much better. Be here, see this auction, come meet me, Lamore, and the coffee van here at 12:30. Looking forward to it. Philip, Thomas Street, Brighton East, another outstanding looking property, and I know Leo is so excited about this.
Gary, and as he should be, because that's 4 bedrooms and no less than 4 bathrooms. I've got to tell you, Gary, everybody could have a shower there and no one would disturb anybody. So 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, car parking via a garage and an off-street car space, and happiness will be that property because it's beautiful.
Double auction action at 1:30, Philip. We're going to be in Blanche Street, St Kilda. A fantastic looking, beautiful period style home. Take us through it.
Well, Gary, lots to love there. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a picture postcard perfect facade, and Blanche Street's a great location.
And Leon is joining forces with Jeremy Rosens for that auction. Jeremy, I know, is excited about it. Philip, in Miriam Street, a little known street, Miriam Street.
Yes.
It's only a small little street, but it's a prestigious street and a great spot.
Got to know about it to know about it, Gary. I know that sounds a bit ridiculous. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a garage and another car space, immaculate throughout. throughout and beautifully renovated.
Double auction action at 2:30. Philip winds down Saturday. We're going to be in Inkerman Street, Caulfield North. Jeremy Rosen's auctions this wonderful apartment.
Gary, and it is a wonderful apartment, and you've got everything that you want there and more. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 1 car space. Check out the bathroom in this property and the kitchen.
It shimmies and sparkles.
Beautifully renovated.
Shimmies and sparkles. 8 Murchison Street. We finish off there. Your last auction. You're a busy boy tracking a few suburbs on Saturday and finishing off in this hot spot.
Gary, it is a hot spot. This is on 536 square metres of prime St Kilda East land. 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom. Plenty of off-street car parking there. Massive back garden, Gary. That's a home that's just waiting for somebody to give it a 2018 overhaul.
Sleep well on Saturday night, Philip. You'll need to because you've got 6 auctions on Sunday, I think.
I'm going to have to caffeine myself up.
You're going to need to, Philip, but you don't get to do Allison Road, Philip. That is my address.
Well, you should have it, Gary, because it is your old stamping ground, your old street.
It is my stomping ground, Philip, and we've got 3 auctions at 10:30. This is the first one. I'm meeting Adam Josky, somewhat of an Elsternwick expert himself. We're joining forces.
Used to live in the hood too, Gary. This is 5 or 6 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, plenty of off-street car parking, wonderful deck outside. That's a home you can move straight into. Beautiful timber floorboards, beautiful renovation there.
Jeremy Rosens continues his apartment auction frenzy, Philip. He's going to be at 10:30 in Alma Road.
And Gary, what a great apartment that is, and a very striking apartment. That is 3 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, and 2 car spaces, not 1 but 2.
How about the courtyard, Philip?
Yep, and the courtyard garden. You've got to love a courtyard garden always.
Philip, we keep the apartment sale groove going on for you, and that is going to be at 10:30 in Inkerman Road. Another outstanding apartment. Look at the size of this one.
It's massive. 3 bedrooms, big kitchen, meals, living area, and that is 2 bathrooms as well, a lovely terrace and car parking there. That is massive, and check out those parquetry floors. A great building. Walk to Caulfield Park in the morning for some exercise.
Double auction action, Philip. We're going to be at 11:30 doing some more apartment sales, and this one in Balaclava Road just happens to be in the block where I sold my first property.
All those Gary, a nostalgic journey for you. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom. Great location there at number 30 Balaclava Road. Walk to everywhere.
And I get to do the auction myself.
Good on you.
Round the corner in Raith Court, Phil, we're going to be auctioning this terrific apartment. Jeremy Rosens is also a busy boy. Lots of auctions on Sunday.
Real apartment weekend this,
it sure is.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space. Beautifully renovated throughout again, so that one's pretty special.
Triple auction action at 12:30 on Sunday, Philip. We're going to be in Frederick Street. What a magnificent looking property.
Gary, you won't get a better renovation than this. This is stunning herringbone parquetry floors, magnificent. 3 bedrooms, 2 gorgeous bathrooms, off-street car parking for 2 cars. This one really feels like it's been given a complete overhaul by a designer. It's just the schmickest property you could possibly find.
And talk about schmick properties, this has got a beautiful facade. You're meeting Glenn Bricker in Larch Street, a well-situated and handsome, beautiful looking property actually.
Gary, it is 4 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms and car parking with the most incredible basement. So there is lots to love about that home. Got massive accommodation, and Larch Street's a really good location.
It sure is. I'm looking forward to the apartment that I'm auctioning at Elwood, Philip. Michael Jonas has been very involved with this one. This is a great investment opportunity to buy something with great bones and to add a bit further value. It's in Mitford Street.
And it's super sized too, Gary. 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, but much bigger than anything that you'll buy that's brand new.
Now, one of the best offerings this weekend, Philip, and in fact in Caulfield North all year, is the property in Blake Street. We've had a GPTV shot from here. We're all joining forces to go to this auction, and I'm so excited for our vendor and for the buyers because there's a number of them looking at this.
Gary, you really don't get a better home than this. Designed by Avi Milder, architect, and built by Omnicon Construction. So that is an incredible design crew and building crew. But that is a 5 bedroom, 4.5 bathroom home, complete with swimming pool,
massive
big back garden, alfresco area, cafe windows. I mean, that's a property that it's really a lifestyle you're buying there, not just a home.
And it's a kind of once in a lifetime opportunity, Philip. So we look forward to that auction. If you're going to attend one exciting auction, make sure you come to that one on Sunday, and that's at 1:30. Philip, we've got another auction though at 1:30. Jeremy Rosens continues his apartment action in Hertford Street, a beautiful position.
This is a really lovely apartment, 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, a fantastic outdoor deck. It's got a living room and a dining area, so you know that's a very, very beautiful apartment and the sort of position there that everyone loves.
Double auction action at 2:30. Philip, I'm back in Elwood in Dickens Street. Excited to auction this terrific terrific, spacious, well-positioned, opposite the park apartment, Phil.
2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, 1 car space, and once again, a very generous apartment. So,
great floor plan.
I think our apartment offerings this weekend are nothing short of
We've got some beauties, and we expect that one to be well sought after, and why not, Philip? While I'm doing the Dickens thing, Philip, you are auctioning in one of Caulfield North's most prestigious and best buildings, Beltane, which was a Gabby Hubay designed building ahead of its time when it was built.
Well, it stood the test of time.
And when it was built, we all said, wow, the Caulfield's never had anything like this.
And we're still saying wow, because it stood the test of time. These are really stunning apartments, much larger than the usual apartment. It comes complete with security parking, of course. It's got a pool in the basement and the gymnasium. This is a really, really special home.
It's a high quality
and
building.
It all faces north too, Gary. So the entire entertaining area of kitchen, meals, family room and living dining room all face north with a lovely terrace. So it's a very special property.
You'll enjoy doing that auction with Lamore, and certainly that they're very tightly held in that building too. Philip, 3:30, we have another incredible property. Very excited to bring this one to the market. 39 Lumia Road, one of the most, again, prestigious offerings in the Caulfield
Gary, it's the most beautiful home. It's a 4-bedroom, 4.5 bathroom family home, double lock-up garage with plenty of extra parking, so parking for 4 or even 5 cars, complete with indoor swimming pool and home theatre. Gary, houses like that come up so rarely, and of course in Lumia Road, we're talking about one of the premier addresses of the Golden Mile.
Our last auction, Philip, we're going to bring down the curtain, and probably starting to get almost dark, but not quite, getting towards twilight auction, and that is in Khartoum Street, Philip, at 4:30. We are very excited to be auctioning this property, 47 Khartoum Street, a great street, great location, and you have the final auction on as your 6th auction on Sunday. You'll just be getting started.
We've called it supersized, stylish and superbly located. It's a massive apartment. We'd call it a penthouse, really. 3 incredible bedrooms, kitchen, lounge room, dining room, beautiful terraces, of which we have 2, because I've said terraces, Gary. Undercover car parking, a storeroom, it's got everything.
And that wraps up our big weekend of auctions, Philip, and that is it for May. That's our last auction for May. I'm sure it won't be our last sale for May, because on the 27th we'll still have some sales after that. And in fact, interestingly, talking about sales, you know, some of those properties that we passed in, I think there was 4 of them that have just sold in the last week, and a number of other properties have sold before auction as well.
Watch for our passed in properties, viewers, because what often happens is the vendors become so realistic about their selling, and it doesn't take us long to sell a passed in auction, often sometimes only 24 hours.
I think buyers are getting some good value out there, and certainly if you're looking, hop back in before the next price increase, because we know it's only a matter of time before prices go up again. That has been proven over many, 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 many decades and years in our game, Philip.
Gary, 300 episodes. It's been a big series, this one. We look forward to the next 300 episodes. And obviously you're going to have to do everything possible to get yourself in shape and freshen up, so that the next 300 episodes don't make you look the way that you look after 300 episodes. But I've been enjoying working with you, and looking forward to viewers to the next 300 episodes. My name's Philip Kingston.
And if there's anybody still viewing now, my name's Gary Peer. We will see you next week.
Have a great week.
Bye.